Hello, friends. Today's topic is Protestant ethics and spirit of capitalism. This idea of Protestant ethics actually put forwarded by famous and powerful German social thinker, that is Max Weber. His full name is Maximilian Karl Emil Weber, and he born 21st April 1864. Uh, he was not only a sociologist, he was a historian, jurist, and political economist, and who is regarded as among the most important theorists of the development of modern Western society as well as the sociological thinking. His ideas profoundly influenced social theory, research methodology, as well as research approach. Unlike the Durkheim, Max Weber does not believe in monocausal explanations and proposing instead that for any outcome there can be multiple causes, and he was a key proponent of methodological anti-positivism, and he arguing for the study of social action through interpretation, that is called interpretative method, that is fully based on the understanding the purpose and meaning that individual attach to their own actions. Weber's main intellectual concern was in the understanding the process of rationalization, secularization, etc. He argued that such processes result from new way of thinking about the world and are associated with the rise of capitalism in modern society. His book, that is Protestant Ethics and Spirit of Capitalism, is a study of the relationship between ethics of ascetic Protestantism and emergence of spirit of modern capitalism in the West. He argued that religious ideas of groups such as Calvinism, Calvinistic doctrine, that played a very significant role in creating the capitalistic understanding, capitalistic spirit that has been first observed a correlation between the being Protestant and being involved in business. Therefore, he declares his intention to explore the religion as a potential cause of the modern economic conditions. Okay. He also argues that the modern spirit of capitalism sees profit as an end in itself, and pursuing the profit as a virtuous. And his goal is to understand the source of this spirit. Therefore, he turns to Protestantism for potential explanations. Protestantism offers a very concrete of the worldly calling and gives worldly activity a religious character. While important, this alone cannot explain the need to pursue the profit. One branch of Protestantism Calvinism does provide these explanations. While Calvinists believe in predestination, that God has already determined who is saved and who is damned. As Calvinism developed a deep psychological need for clues about whether one was actually saved arose, and Calvinists looked to their success in worldly activity for those clues, and they came to value the profit, the material success, as a sign of God's favor. Throughout this book, if you go through the book chapter wise, we came to know that Weber emphasized that his account is incomplete. Sometimes scholars are scholars likely to read his narration as a complete explanation of the rise of capitalism in the West, but he says that this is not a complete narration of the whole story, and he is not arguing that the Protestantism is the only cause of the capitalist spirit, but rather that it was the one contributing factor. He also acknowledged that capitalism itself had an impact on the development of the religious ideas. So the story is much more complex than Weber's partial account, and Weber himself constantly reminds his reader about his own limitations. The book itself has an induction. Book has itself has an introduction and 5 chapters which deals with the different meaning of and different understanding of the important issue that has been related with the Calvinistic doctrine as well as the capitalism. The first 3 chapters that actually make up what Weber calls the problem. The first chapter addresses the religious affiliation and stratification. The second one that actually deals with the spirit of capitalism, and third one, how Martin Luther has explained the conception of the calling and the task of the investigation. The fourth and fifth chapter make up the practical ethics of ascetic branches of Protestantism, whereas fourth chapter is about religious foundation of worldly asceticism, and the fifth chapter is also about the asceticism and the spirit of capitalism. So this way Max Weber has covered his understanding how the capitalism has developed in the West and how it has been correlated with the Calvinistic doctrine. So friend, if you have any query, if you have any question, any doubt in my lecture, you are free to ask the question, and you can also put your question in the inbox, in comment box, and give your comment, and also like my videos, and also if possible you can also share to your friend. And if you don't like, you also tell me how to improve my this sort of the lecture series. Okay, thank you all.